Imagine you are on final approach getting ready to land and all of a sudden you see an aircraft behind you rapidly approaching. According to an Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association article, 45% of collisions occur in the traffic pattern, and of these, 2/3 occur during approach and landing when aircraft are on final or over the runway. After takeoff, pilots should climb out and stay aligned with the departing runway. This is known as the departure leg. It is always recommended to take off and land into the wind, and the windsock will indicate the direction of the wind. If staying in the traffic pattern after takeoff, turn onto the crosswind leg as shown. After flying the crosswind leg and assuming a left-hand traffic pattern is being flown, the pilot would turn left to transition to the downwind leg of the traffic pattern. The downwind leg of the traffic pattern is flown parallel to the landing runway in the opposite direction that you intend to land. The downwind leg of the traffic pattern is typically flown 1/2 mile to 1 mile away from the runway. After flying the downwind leg, the pilot then turns onto the base leg in preparation for transitioning to the final approach leg. The base leg is at a 90-degree angle to the landing runway. It is recommended to make the turn from downwind to base when at a 45-degree angle from the end of the runway. Let's assume we are at XYZ Airport, and our call sign is AB123, and we are intending to do a full stop landing on runway 7. The radio call when on the base leg would sound something like this. XYZ traffic, Alpha Bravo 12 tree, entering left base, runway 7, full stop, XYZ. If we were doing a touch and go, we would say touch and go instead of full stop. After flying the base leg, the pilot then should turn left to fly the final approach leg and continue a stabilized descending flight path until the point of touchdown on the landing runway. The radio call when on final approach would sound something like this. XYZ traffic, Alpha Bravo 12 tree, on final approach runway 7, full stop, XYZ. When entering the traffic pattern on arrival, pilots should enter the traffic pattern at a 45-degree angle to the midpoint of the downwind leg at traffic pattern altitude as shown. Traffic pattern altitude is typically 1,000 feet above the airport elevation. When entering the airport traffic pattern, the pilot would make a radio call on the CTAF, Unicom or Multicom depending on the applicable radio communication frequency for the airport. The radio call would sound something like this. XYZ traffic, Alpha Bravo 12 tree, entering left downwind runway 7, full stop, XYZ. Airports with a right-hand traffic pattern will be illustrated with the letters RP on a VFR sectional chart. For instance, Auburn Municipal Airport in Auburn, Washington is a non-towered airport with a right-hand traffic pattern for runway 16. Notice the letters RP next to the number 16. This means that a right-hand traffic pattern should be flown if landing on runway 16 at Auburn Municipal Airport. The chart supplements, also known as the Airport Facility Directory, will have the abbreviation as shown to indicate that a right-hand traffic pattern should be flown. When flying a right-hand traffic pattern, all turns are made to the right as shown in the diagram. When making a radio call and on the downwind or base legs, the pilot would state right downwind or right base when flying a right-hand traffic pattern. If entering the traffic pattern from the opposite side of the downwind leg, it is recommended to fly over the airport at 500 feet above traffic pattern altitude. The pilot should then fly clear of the traffic pattern by about 2 miles, then make a teardrop entry and descend to traffic pattern altitude to enter the downwind leg at a 45-degree angle. If large or turbine aircraft operate at the airport, it is recommended to fly 1,000 feet above traffic pattern altitude if entering the pattern from the opposite side of the downwind leg, according to the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. An alternate method is to enter on a midfield crosswind at pattern altitude as shown. This technique is not recommended if the airport is busy. The pilot should carefully scan for traffic and announce their intentions, and then turn downwind. Pilots should always remember to give way to aircraft on the preferred 45-degree entry and to aircraft already established on downwind. Traffic patterns were developed so that air traffic safely flows into and out of an airport. It is important for pilots to fly the recommended traffic pattern and make the proper radio calls when departing and arriving at an airport. Flying the proper traffic pattern and arrival procedures helps to ensure the safe flow of traffic and to avoid possible mid-air collisions. Flying a proper traffic pattern is especially important when landing at a non-towered airport, since there is no operating control tower to oversee the safe flow of traffic around an airport. Pilots should self-announce their intentions on the Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, CTAF, Unicom, or Multicom frequency, depending on the recommended communication procedure for the airport. While not against the regulations, straight-in approaches are not recommended, but some pilots do fly them when landing at non-towered airports. Pilots should be on the lookout for aircraft on a long final approach when turning from base to final. As specified in FAR Part 91, unless otherwise indicated on a VFR sectional chart or chart supplement, pilots should fly a standard left-hand traffic pattern and make all turns to the left. At towered airports, the tower may instruct you to fly a different pattern than the standard left-hand traffic pattern, such as a straight-in approach or right-hand traffic pattern. This is done in order to keep air traffic moving efficiently. Thank you for watching this video on airport traffic patterns. Please like the video and subscribe for more flight training and aviation-related educational videos.